After Donald Trump was acquitted from his impeachment, because, of course, Republicans were scared to do the right thing, Donald Trump first made a fool of himself at the prayer breakfast. And following that, he made a fool of himself at his victory lap. Of course, there are those who would believe that it was quite a performance, but from a point of view that is sane, adult-like, he made a fool of himself. Check this out.
Donald Trump got up at the National Prayer Breakfast today, and the very first thing he did was disagree with Jesus Christ. And then he proved how much he disagrees with Jesus Christ when he let his hatred of Nancy Pelosi flow and his hatred of Mitt Romney flow.
I don't like people who use their faith as justification for doing what they know is wrong. Nor do I like people who say, I pray for you, when they know that that's not so.
Stunned silence. That was the reaction in that room, full of religious people who pray every day, all of whom know now that Donald Trump doesn't know what prayer is. That Donald Trump was never taught to pray for his enemies as Nancy Pelosi was when she was a little girl growing up in the Catholic Church in Baltimore. It seems that Donald Trump was never taught anything about love because later at the White House, when he spent an hour raging against his impeachment enemies and praising his impeachment allies, Donald Trump said one of the saddest things he has ever publicly said. He was praising his Republican ally, Congressman Steve Scalise, who was shot by a deranged man with a gun during a practice session for the annual congressional baseball game, and Donald Trump described encountering Steve Scalise's wife at the hospital.
He got whacked by Steve, right? I went to the hospital with our great First Lady that night, right, honey? And we saw a man that was not going to make it. I said, she loves you. Why do you say that? Because she was devastated. A lot of wives wouldn't give a damn. A lot of wives would have said, hey, yeah. I said, how's he doing? Oh, she couldn't even talk. She was inconsolable. Most wives would say, not good. Listen, I'm going home now.
Does he mean at least two of his, or all of his, wouldn't care if he got shot? Where else could that thought come from? It could only come from a man who does not know what it is to love or be loved. Donald Trump demonstrated today that he has no comprehension of the concept of Christian love or romantic love or marital love, and he has no idea that nothing we have learned about his dealings with Ukraine or his obstruction of justice in the Mueller investigation or his paying off of Stormy Daniels, none of that is as perverse as what Donald Trump revealed about himself today. He does not now, never has, and never will understand the word love, and so he feels nothing when he separates children from their parents at the southern border. He feels nothing when he abandons the Kurds. He feels nothing when he's told that 64 soldiers have traumatic brain injury from the Iranian missile attack on our troops in Iraq. He feels nothing about any of those things and can lie and has lied about all of those things. Donald Trump feels no shame at being impeached by the House of Representatives. He feels no shame at being found guilty by 48 United States senators, including the first senator in history to find a president of his own party guilty in a Senate impeachment trial. Donald Trump feels no guilt. He has never felt guilt for anything. Donald Trump feels no embarrassment at being unable to comprehend anything about the concept of Christian love that was laid out for him today before he got up to speak at a prayer breakfast. The most dangerous thing about the most dangerous president that this country has ever had is that Donald Trump feels nothing.
Prescient words. The most dangerous thing about the most dangerous president that this country has ever had is that Donald Trump feels nothing. And for those who follow him, that is something they should remember. Donald Trump feels nothing. So unless you're providing immediately needed service to you, again, Donald Trump feels nothing.